Life Philosophies Unleashed.
Welcome, seekers of truth. Today, we embark on a profound journey, guided by the brilliant mind of Friedrich Nietzsche, a trailblazer in the realm of existentialism. Our quest, how to find your real self. Imagine for a moment, a life where you are not confined by societal norms, a life where you are not merely a follower in the herd, but a creator of your destiny. Nietzsche beckons us to step out of the shadows and embrace the brilliance of our individuality. Today, we unfold the teachings of this philosophical giant, offering you 4 transformative steps towards self-discovery and authenticity. 1. Don't follow the herd mentality. Nietzsche, a critic of herd mentality, reminds us that the values we often consider universal are, in fact, the personal expressions of those who championed them. In a world that craves sameness and conformity, Nietzsche urges us to question the rigid societal codes that stifle our individuality. Don't follow the herd, he says. It's an invitation to break free from the shackles of societal expectations and embrace your uniqueness. Think of it as a daring escape from the herd, a journey toward the uncharted territories of your own authenticity. Nietzsche's assertion that universal values are expressions of those who promote them challenges the very fabric of societal norms. Imagine a world where every moral code, every truth, is merely an individual's perspective imposed on others. Society, in its attempt to control human behavior, often creates a herd mentality, a rigid structure that demands sameness and comfort. The moral code, fabricated by a few, is then enforced on the many, limiting individuality and creativity. However, this rigid dictation of morality can backfire. The more stringent the boundaries, the more likely individuals are to rebel. Nietzsche astutely observes that extreme antisocial attitudes can emerge as a response to oppressive societal norms. This rebellion, often fueled by the desire to break free from dictatorial constraints, can lead to actions that are equally extreme. The fear of standing out, ingrained in human psychology, perpetuates this herd mentality. Throughout history, from Galileo challenging conventional beliefs to modern-day instances of societal judgment, the pattern persists. The herd, comprised of individuals who have stifled their creativity and dreams, fears the unknown, the non-conformist. Nietzsche's call is to recognize and silence the negative voices internalized from a young age, whether they be parents, teachers, or partners. To break free from the herd, one must possess a strong mind and courageous spirit. Standing out from the crowd requires the courage to withstand the discomfort of stepping out of the familiar comfort zone. Nietzsche implores individuals not to be dragged down by the mistakes and fears of others. Instead, he encourages forging a unique path, leaving the herd behind and illuminating the way for others. The journey begins with questioning and silencing the negative voices that have taken root within. Whether it's a parent, a demanding teacher, or a critical partner, these voices often propagate limits and instill fear. Nietzsche suggests that these restrictions are imposed not out of concern, but out of insecurity and a fear of exposure. The journey towards self-discovery involves breaking these chains of external judgment, questioning societal norms, and embracing the courage to be authentically oneself. Embracing individuality, Nietzsche argues, involves a rejection of societal dogmas and a conscious effort to define one's values independently. The journey of finding oneself requires leaving the herd, stepping into the unknown, and shining a light so bright that it cannot be ignored. It's a call to be resilient in the face of societal resistance, for only by breaking free from the herd can true individuality and creativity flourish. 2. Embrace the difficulty of self-discovery. Nietzsche challenges us to embrace the difficulties of self-discovery, to tread the path less traveled, even if it leads to isolation. In a world that often shies away from pain and suffering, Nietzsche boldly declares that no price is too high for the privilege of owning oneself. No price is too high, he proclaims. To truly find ourselves, we must be willing to face the challenges of life head-on, even if it means standing alone. It's the loner's journey, a challenging path that separates the free spirits from the conformists. Nietzsche's assertion that our instinct is to evade all pain and suffering reflects on the ungratefulness that ease and technological advancements have bred in society. The avoidance of discomfort has led to a forgetfulness of the inherent value of suffering in life. Nietzsche's wisdom calls us to recognize that it is through facing challenges that we experience spiritual growth. In his essay Schopenhauer as Educator, Nietzsche argues that to be somebody in life, to maximize one's potential, one must take the difficult path, often leading to isolation. This loner's journey is not an easy one, but it is a necessary sacrifice for the privilege of owning oneself. The refusal to take an easy path is a commitment to the quest for true freedom, even if it entails severe difficulties. Freedom from physiological and psychological needs. True freedom, according to Nietzsche, is not only about external circumstances, but also about internal liberation. To be free means not to be driven by physiological and psychological needs, but to drive them instead. Nietzsche encourages individuals to be conscious of emotional impulses and urges, evaluating whether to act upon them or not. This internal struggle, he contends, is an inner fight, a quest to find oneself that goes beyond the surface-level motivations of modern motivational gurus. Surface-level motivations. While modern motivational gurus often focus on self-development for worldly success and a fulfilled life on material and relational levels, Nietzsche's perspective delves deeper. He challenges individuals to analyze the root of their desires, encouraging them to question whether the pursuit of confidence, for example, is driven by a genuine need or a desire to conform to societal expectations. Inner fight for self-discovery. The inner fight Nietzsche proposes is a journey of self-discovery that requires the courage to confront fears, analyze deep emotions, and rise above them. It demands breaking the chains of opinion and fear, challenging one's own demons, and understanding the deep meaning that lies beyond them. The call is to engage with the world, experience its temptations, and emerge as an individual with a distinct strength of character and a richer inner nature, life lived fully aware. Nietzsche emphasizes that living life fully aware requires going out into the world, experiencing it firsthand and being present with one's entire consciousness. It's a call to resist a passive existence and actively engage with life's experiences. The depth of this endeavor, according to Nietzsche, determines how far one can go on the path to self-ownership. Courage to step out of comfort zones. The frightening feeling of stepping out of one's comfort zone is an integral part of becoming who one really is. Nietzsche's philosophy encourages the development of a strong mind and courage to withstand this discomfort. It's an acknowledgement that self-discovery requires breaking away from the familiar and venturing into the unknown, where true individuality awaits. 3. Say yes to what gives you meaning. Nietzsche, foreseeing a world without the assurances of religious meaning, encourages us to say yes to whatever gives our lives purpose. In the absence of divine guidance, he offers 3 avenues. The humanities. Becoming imbermensch, or embracing amor fati, the love of fate. He who has a why can bear almost any how, Nietzsche declares. The why is our anchor in a seemingly indifferent universe. The humanities, according to Nietzsche, can provide us with context, understanding, and a shared human experience, the void left by religion. Nietzsche's acknowledgement of a world without the religious certainties that once provided meaning reflects on the challenges of finding purpose in a secular and scientific society. With the decline of religious authority, individuals are left to navigate a seemingly purposeless existence. Nietzsche's philosophy offers a roadmap for filling this void with meaningful pursuits. Humanities as a source of meaning. The first avenue Nietzsche presents is the embrace of the humanities, philosophy, art, music, literature, and theater. These disciplines, he suggests, can provide similar benefits to the sense of purpose once offered by religion, rather than enlighten, creating meaning as in Bermensch. For those who find the humanities unappealing, Nietzsche proposes a second option, becoming an Bermensch. The Bermensch, or superhuman, creates their own meaning and values without relying on external influences. This individual, according to Nietzsche, can overcome the existential challenge of finding meaning in a seemingly purposeless universe by inventing their own purpose and taking full responsibility for it. Nietzsche's Bermensch examples. Nietzsche provides historical examples such as Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, the Buddha, and Goethe as individuals who came close to embodying the concept of Bermensch. These figures, he argues, were able to create their own values and meaning, transcending the limitations imposed by external authorities. While not everyone may reach the level of these historical figures, Nietzsche suggests that the path of self-discovery involves looking inward, evaluating personal values, and discerning between authentic desires and societal expectations. Amor fati, love of fate. Nietzsche's third suggestion to find meaning is the concept of amor fati, the love of fate. Rather than resenting or resisting the events that unfold in our lives, Nietzsche proposes embracing them wholeheartedly. To love one's fate is to acknowledge that every experience, whether perceived as good or bad, contributes to shaping who we are in the present moment, finding meaning in life's experiences. Nietzsche's call to love one's fate is a powerful antidote to nihilism, the belief in the lack of inherent meaning in life. It invites individuals to find meaning not in an external source, but within the fabric of their own experiences. The philosophy of amor fati encourages us to appreciate the interconnectedness of our past, present, and future, recognizing that every twist and turn contributes to the tapestry of our existence. Personal connection. Personally, as I delved into Nietzsche's teachings, I found solace in the idea of amor fati. It transformed the way I perceived challenges, failures, and unexpected events. Instead of viewing them as obstacles, I began to see them as integral parts of my journey, shaping me into the person I am meant to become. 4. Find your true values. Nietzsche challenges us to create our own values, to lift the metaphorical greatest weight that crushes us into repeating past mistakes. The greatest weight represents the unevaluated values adopted from the herd, a weight that can only be lifted by reevaluating our moral landscape. What if someday or night a demon were to steal after you into your loneliest loneliness? Nietzsche's haunting words provoke us to question our actions, to reflect on whether our lives are worth repeating eternally. The concept of the greatest weight. The metaphorical concept of the greatest weight proposed by Nietzsche is a profound reflection on the feeling that binds individuals to repeating past mistakes. This weight, he suggests, is the result of unevaluated values inherited from societal norms and the herd mentality. It represents the burden that prevents true self-discovery and individuation. The repetition of past mistakes. Nietzsche's challenge is straightforward. Are the actions and choices we make in our lives worth repeating infinitely? If the answer is yes, it indicates a level of individuation where one has fully evaluated and embraced their values. If the answer is no, it signals a need for introspection, a call to reevaluate the moral landscape and break free from the chains of societal values. Identifying self-imposed constraints. How many times have we found ourselves stuck in repetitive patterns, turning a blind eye to toxic relationships, or clinging to behaviors that no longer serve our growth? The greatest weight is a call to identify self-imposed constraints, those limitations that keep us chained to actions and values that are not truly our own. Breaking free from self-imposed jails. Nietzsche's philosophy underscores the reality that many of us live within self-imposed jails. These prisons are constructed by social beliefs that restrict the wildness and individualism of the human spirit. Breaking free from these enclosures requires a conscious effort to reevaluate the values we hold, challenging the morals imposed by the herd. True good beyond standard definitions. Nietzsche's insight into the concept of the greatest weight goes beyond the conventional definitions of good and evil. It challenges us to break free from the societal norms that confine us and awaken ourselves to what we truly value. True goodness, according to Nietzsche, lies beyond the standard definitions imposed by external authorities, escaping the enclosure of forced beliefs. Many of us submit to the comfort of societal cages, conforming to beliefs that stifle our individuality. Nietzsche recognized the potential for escape from these enclosures, awakening ourselves to what we value personally, to break free and create our own values and meaning in life. We must undergo a transformation, a rebellious phase that challenges the very fabric of imposed beliefs. Nietzsche's philosophy is a guide to finding your real self. It's a call to individualism, an invitation to embrace the difficulty of self-discovery, a reminder to say yes to what gives you meaning, and a challenge to find your true values. As we wrap up this journey into Nietzschean wisdom, remember, your path to self-discovery is unique. Embrace the challenges, say yes to what gives you meaning, and create your own values. In the words of Nietzsche, become who you are. Thank you for joining us on this inspiring quest to find your real self. Until next time, stay true to yourself and keep exploring the depths of your own existence.